Today's mod claims to be Ultrakill must die at home. As you can see here, the difficulty is fully selectable. It says on the side it's an unfinished version of Ultrakill must die found in the game's files. I don't know if this text on the side is going to be the real text that's going to appear when the actual difficulty comes out. I don't know. However, I will say that if you're expecting this mod in of itself to be like some unfinished version of Ultrakill must die, I doubt it. I doubt that's what the mod is. I don't actually know if there's any changes in the mod itself. I think it's just purely to select Ultrakill must die. So you're probably wondering, like, why would you want this? What's the point? Well, there's a couple reasons to get this mod. The first one, and the main selling point, is it's compatible with other difficulty mods. So I think there's like billion difficulty, maybe Ultra Pain, who knows? I know that uses UKMD slot. But you know, this is compatible with other difficulty mods, so instead of creating their own, like, janky 6th slot in the middle of nowhere, 7th slot, it will just use the Ultra Pain? It will just use the UKMD slot, which is pretty cool. But there is another reason, probably a much less known reason, to get this thing, and that is, this game is funky with the way it tracks which difficulties you've beaten. That being, if you use a mod like this to play Ultrakill Must Die, when Ultrakill Must Die actually comes out, the game will think you've already beaten it. How do I know this? Well, remember when I said that Ultra Pain uses the UKMD slot? So when Brutal came out, right? You know, you had to, you couldn't just go and do the hardest levels in the game. You had to play the entire game again on the new difficulty. However, I didn't have to do that. And I made a video like 10 minutes after the update came out, beating P2 on brutal difficulty, and people were like, you know, how the fuck have you already done this? How did you do it so quickly? It's because I played Ultra Pain, and Ultra Pain used the UKMD slot. So the game thought I had already beaten all the levels on UKMD, which means it also thought I had done it on Brutal, because the game takes your highest difficulty beaten for some reason. Actually, no, that makes a lot of sense. So, because I played the mod that used the UKMD slot, and because I had already B-ranked the entire game with the UKMD slot, it already fully unlocked Brutal. I could just play whatever level I wanted. Before, like, anyone else could. And so, you're probably thinking, well, I can do this when I can do this when UKMD comes out. And yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't work the exact same way. And now, you know, they might have fixed it, you know, they might have patched it out, I've got no idea. Maybe this mod is different, maybe it doesn't work like that. I don't know. But I also don't see why it wouldn't. And from my sample size of 1, that's how it works. And that's pretty cool, if you ask me. So yeah, that's gonna be what I'm gonna be doing for the next little while, I guess. And you know, this will let you, whenever UKMD comes out, whether it's post Treachery or post P-3 even, who knows when that thing's coming out. You know, if you do something like this, play a mod like this, it might, just maybe, let you play whatever level you want instead of having to go through the entire game. Which, I mean, I would go through the entire game again anyway, because it wouldn't take that long, but you know. Some people might not want to do that. Some people might just want to test out the newer levels. They might want to do things in a different order. And this will let you do that, which I think is pretty cool. Even if it is probably a massive oversight. And I mean, you know, that's not even the main reason this mod exists. Again, it exists so you can put a bunch of custom difficulties in here and use that in place of the UKMD slot file, which I might start doing, who knows. I just think it's pretty cool to be able to play, like, I mean, by the time UKMD actually comes out, it would probably be like Treachery or something. let's be honest. But it would be cool to be able to play it just right off the bat without having to wait and play through the entire game again, which by the time Treachery comes out will probably take a pretty long time. If violence is anything to be considered. Because if violence is like, you know, the blueprint for levels going forward, they're gonna be long. Also, I definitely didn't nearly die on Cerberus. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, you know, this is just a cool little piece of information you can use if you didn't already know that's how the difficulties worked. I mean, I didn't know that's how the difficulties worked until someone told me. So I remember back when I made that video about like P2 on Brutal's release, people were like, "Yo, how did you get to P2 so quickly?" And I was like, "Oh, the level was just, you know, it was just there. It was just unlocked." And everyone else was going, "Huh? That's not how it works." And then I put, you know, 2 and 2 together and realized, oh, it's probably because I've technically already played the level on UKMD. That would make some sense. So yeah, if you're interested in just fucking around with the game's hardest levels on its hardest difficulty whenever it comes out in about 3 years, you know, you can go absolutely wild with this mod. There's nothing stopping you. Well, I say there's nothing stopping you. Who knows if that's how it's gonna work? I don't know. Don't watch this video and assume it will absolutely 100% still work like that. Brutal came out like a whole year and a bit ago at this point, which is insane. Actually, that's wow. It's been a long time since Violence came out. That was like almost 2 years ago at this point. Yeah, Violence came out 21 months ago. Ooh, that's painful. Even just saying that is like, ooh. Man, 2023, dude, and we're at the end of 2025. That's not okay. I'm saying this as if, like, people are gonna feel, like, really old when I mention, hey, Violence came out, like, almost 2 years ago. But, like, everyone who plays this game is about 12. No. 2 years is that's a substantial period of, your lifetime. And now that I've insulted all my viewers, you should subscribe. Be insulted more by me, the guy playing the video game on the internet. I'm gonna be real. That's kind of all I have information-wise to tell you about. I'm just gonna beat the level and then go on and beat the rest of the game so I could then cheese UKMD when it comes out. And also because I looked recently the other day and that one video of me P-ranking P2 got like 100,000 views. What the fuck? Huh? Why do I get so many views? It's literally just some guy playing P2, like... That's crazy.